Hello and good morning, it's Phil Thatch, and right now I'm at a day use area that's just outside of Harrison Bay State Park. This morning I had plans to go to a waterfall. I was going to go to Polecat Falls, and I got, I don't know, maybe a third of the way there, and I ran into this traffic jam that navigation called an 8-minute slowdown, and I ended up sitting there for a half an hour, and then I said, forget this, I'm turning around. So I don't know really what I'm going to do. I had plans, but those got foiled. I may just drive around and see what I can find to photograph. I do have my 100 to 500 with me. My plan was to hike to the waterfall with the 100 to 500 on and photograph any wildlife that I saw along the trail. But now I'm just going to kind of cruise around here and see what I can find. I've already made a photograph of a mockingbird that I thought turned out really cool. So until I figure out what I'm doing, let's look at that. Here's the Northern Mockingbird photograph that I made there. Lots of really good sun on this bird, so it turned out really nice. And it looks like it's having a little bit of difficulty with some of the feathers on its back in this shot. I'm inside Harrison Bay State Park now, and I've started hiking around on this little trail. And look at all these mallards on this tree, on this deadfall tree that's in the lake. Made a few photos of them. I made several pictures of the mallards there on the tree, but this one was by far my favorite. I like the sun angle on the bird, and it's nice and sharp, and then you can see some reflected trees on the water where the trees have a lot of sun on them, and you can see it reflected on the water. And I also made a little video clip of these two mallards as they were dabbling. I think it's really cute when they stick their butts up in the air while they're trying to find some food down at the bottom. This is an area where it's really shallow. In the wintertime, there's no water in this part of the lake right here at all. I am really struggling this morning, not with the camera, but with finding subjects to photograph. I got another mockingbird photo, and I found a female Eastern Bluebird on a wire that I made a couple of shots of, but it's really been a struggle this morning. I wasn't happy with the mockingbird photo, but here is the Eastern Bluebird on a wire. It has kind of a beautiful background behind it as well, and I believe this is a female, kind of a rough looking female, kind of a scraggly looking female, but still beautiful in her own way. I'm continuing to struggle as I make my way over here to the new dog park area of Harrison Bay State Park. Found a couple of Eastern Bluebirds, nothing special. This is a juvenile Eastern Bluebird. They are spotted instead of colorful. Can't tell this one's gender just yet because it's so young, but it has definitely fledged and is out and feeding on its own, I believe. I didn't see any parent birds bringing it food. And this is a female Eastern Bluebird right on the brand new fence where they've put a dog park in this area of Harrison Bay State Park. And I guess it's the heat, but look at all the missing feathers on this one's belly. Just a beautiful bird, but not right now. I'm still out and still working. Way later than I normally would stay out. Usually by the time the shadows get short, I call it a day, but I just want to get some more shots. And so, you know, there's just not many birds out. This is the hardest time I've had finding birds to photograph in a long time, but it is, you know, it's absolutely the middle of summer. It's almost the end of July. It's really hot. And also, you know, I have found some birds in the shade. Like I just found an Eastern Bluebird male, really pretty Eastern Bluebird male, and it's a very sunny day, but he was in the shade. And I worked on photographing him, and I got to tell you, it is an absolute fact that this camera struggles to autofocus in low light. Even in the shade of a tree on a bright sunny day, the camera struggles to focus. Here is the adult male Eastern Bluebird, just a beautiful bird, and yes, I was having some trouble getting the camera to focus in shady areas even on a bright day. I struggled with it so much that I even reset the camera, so hopefully next time I go out that will be better. Now let's look at all the different looks of the Eastern Bluebird. Here's the adult male. Here is what I think is an adult or nearly adult female Eastern Bluebird. Next up we have the juvenile with its spots and not much color. And finally here is an adult female. So one bird with lots of different ways to look. I came down here to the Wolf-Teaver Creek boat ramp for a little while, and I found some Eastern Kingbirds and attempted to make a few photographs of them. Let's check that out. Here's the Eastern Kingbird on the handrail at the fishing pier there at the Wolf-Teaver Creek boat ramp. Just a beautiful little bird, and I enjoyed photographing it there. And here it is in the same location, and this time it's singing to me. I liked both of those poses, so I decided to share both of them with you. And then here's another shot of a Eastern Kingbird on the power line that leads to the lights there at the Wolf Teaver Creek boat ramp. Beautiful bird, and it is a flycatcher. I've come down here now to Island Cove Marina. I already walked around the docks at Harrison Bay's marina, but didn't see any birds. Sometimes they have some pretty cool birds here at this marina. Let's see what I can find. The only bird I got a photograph of there at Island Cove Marina is this barn swallow, and it was under one of the covered slips there, and it was on one of the boats all around light. So I made this photograph, and then I left there and I went to Volkswagen Wetlands, and at Volkswagen Wetlands I photographed these skippers. I made this first shot on a bloom of a button bush, and I believe this is a silver spotted skipper. And here is another photograph of the silver spotted skipper on some other plant. The 100-500 makes a great skipper, butterfly, and moth lens for sure. I really struggled today. Had such a hard time finding birds, and I got so hot because I stayed out a lot longer than I normally do, and later into the day, and it was like 95 degrees today, that I forgot to make a clip saying goodbye, thanks for watching, and all that stuff. So now it's at home and I've already got all the pictures edited, and I looked at all my video clips and said, hey, I gotta go make a video clip that says goodbye, thanks for watching, appreciate you tuning in. If you like the content, a thumbs up is always appreciated, and I'd like for you to consider subscribing and hitting the notification bell and all that stuff, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Bye bye.